Well, hey, howdy, hello, hello, Billy Diamond here, and I just wanted to take a moment and talk with you guys just a little bit about casters. And we know they wear out on props, we know they wear out on cases. Um, some of you might be watching this video and you think, I already know this stuff. That's okay. I think it's really important that I take my knowledge of 40 some years and what I've learned about being on the road as a magician and touring back and forth across the US and being able to take that same opportunity and knowledge that I had to maybe learn the hard way and give it to some guys out there that might need it. So hopefully this will help somebody. So if you already know this information, just keep on scrolling. It's that simple. You don't have to comment. Anyhow, so I'm building an ATA case table for a client, and I'm just getting ready to wrap things up. And it reminded me that this is a great opportunity to talk about casters and caster plates. A lot of times on tables especially, you'll see just the caster bolted to the table, and it may, if you're lucky, it has T-nuts, little T-nuts like I have here, built into this thing so that you can take them off and put them on. I still don't like that, especially if you're doing several hundred shows a year. It's really important. Just do it right from the start, or you're going to have broken casters. And what I mean by that is it's really easy for, you're going over gravel or you're going over all these rough surfaces, and you're pushing your cases in or out of a venue, and it's really easy if it's just on the case. That thing can just snap just like that. I've seen it happen. All kinds of things can happen. So anyhow, I like to do a caster plate, and sometimes this is the bottom of this particular table case because I wanted to show you how I have this set up as far as my holes and things like that, and I'll get into that in a second. But I like, or what I was going to say is, sometimes you'll see that a caster plate is the whole bottom of an ATA case. And it depends on what's in it. It depends on the weight. It depends on some other variables. But for this particular smaller table case, I like to just go with just a single little plate, basically. And what I've done is I've used my T-nuts and I put my casters on. In this case, I have two locking casters that'll be upstage in the upstage area so that when this entertainer puts it on stage, he can lock this down so it's not moving all over the place. Anyhow, so I put these on, and then I also use some Loctite. I don't have any, it's over here and I can't reach it, but just some Loctite, and I put that on there, and that'll help with transit so that as you're schlepping these things around, these bolts should not move. Eventually they will, but this will help hold that in place. And so anyhow, I like to do the T-nuts. I like to do the Loctite. And then one of the other things that I'm going to do is I'm sending him some extra casters because even though these are a decent polyethylene, or I'm sorry, polyurethane, I get my substrates a little confused sometimes. So polyurethane, it's a polyurethane caster. Even though this is a decent caster, just going in and out of venues so often and so frequently, they're going to get gouges in them, they're going to go bad. So one of the other things you can do, instead of replacing this whole thing, you see this particular one has the bolt right through it. You can take that off and just replace just the caster instead of the whole plate and everything. And speaking of plates, another reason that I do this is this makes it nice. This particular gentleman does a lot of air travel. So this thing has to go through the rigors of being thrown on and being thrown off of an airplane all the time. So it's going to be really important that I beef this up the best that I can, but still keeping it a lightweight enough, okay? And so where was I heading with this? So with the caster plate, what's nice is, say he got to a venue and one of the wheels is busted. Well, he doesn't have another wheel with him, he doesn't have anything, but hopefully he has a little bit of tools. Hopefully he has just the basic tools or access to just some basic tools. He could literally take this plate off because this will have a bolt that goes through each of these, goes into the case, and then on the other side of that is a big fender washer and also a split washer and then a lock nut as well, and that's even Loctite loctited, that's the word I want, onto the case, okay? So everything is pretty stationary. Yeah, gonna have to really work hard to break it off, but suppose he gets to that venue and this is broke off, well, you can't use a table with three wheels, can you? Well, maybe you can if you support it with a couple of rolls of gaffer's tape or something, maybe, but who wants to do that? So anyhow, you could take the plates off as you need to. And it's also nice that you can even make a few of these plates up for different cases. If you know you do several hundred shows throughout the year, you could make some of these up in advance and just have them so that it's just a matter of swapping them out. So anyhow, I just thought I'd share that with you. I hope it's helpful for somebody. Again, maybe you already know. That's okay too. And I hope that if you already do know this stuff because you're a road warrior, that you'll also share it with everyone as well. Because there's nothing like learning from experience as opposed to having to learn because, I just didn't know, right? Yeah, that's some of the best times to learn and some of the best ways to learn. However, let's use our resources that we have as professionals to share with the world about what we know. Hey, again, I'm Billy Diamond. Take care. Bye-bye.